long time, who's going to be able to show us and share with us some things that she's seen through this time period, and hopefully be able to share with us some high reviving ways of being in this industry. So, Shelly, I'll let you take over and we'll get started.
Give me 1 second here. I'm actually just seeing all these admits pop up because you gave me and I'm just trying to share my screen as well. Okay, you take care of the admissions and I'm going to share my screen. Okay, guys, I'm super excited to be here tonight. Let me just get this going. Okay, I'm going to skip past this one because we are here. All right. So thanks, Robin, for the little introduction. I am going to share way more about like my journey and kind of how I got here and why I'm allowed to kind of speak on this. But first of all, I just want to say that I'm so happy to be here with you guys tonight. And this is like a dream to be able to speak to people who really do get this, okay? And not just get network marketing, but get quantum, get like energetic entanglement. You guys understand these things. And if there's something that I mentioned tonight that I assume that you know already, just drop in the chat box. I am more than happy to explain. I had a really hard time deciding on what to talk about tonight and how to talk about it, because for me, this has just been like second nature. It's been something that I've been doing for a very long time. And you know, when you guys are in the habit of doing something and you just kind of assume that other people do it the same way, or maybe you don't assume that people do it the same way, but you don't know that they'll really have interest in exactly how you do it. Or maybe even tonight for this case, I was putting some slides together thinking, wow, like this kind of seems too easy. Like, I don't want them to come to this call and be disappointed and be like, that's all she really taught us or told us. So I did throw some slides together for the sake of having slides. I know some people are visual, but I do just want to chat with you guys tonight about energetic sales. I want to talk to you a little bit about my background and how I kind of fell into this path. And I want to maybe give you guys some new tactics or strategies to start implementing into what you're already doing that works. Okay. So energetic sales is really, I'll explain it to you deeper. But it's really the way that I've been building my business for years. Okay. It's been something that I've been tapped into for a really, really long time. For me, so I'm just going to share a little bit of my background so you guys can understand where I come from and why I speak so highly of energetic sales and quantum and all those things. But my background really started with quantum entanglement about 25 years ago. So when I was in university, one of my best friends in my sorority and I were like inseparable. We were like sister twins, soul sisters, like all those things that you would call each other. We just felt so divinely connected. And she was dating a guy whose sister was a practicing psychic. Okay. And I'm still friends with Angie. And if anybody wants like an insanely amazing psychic, she's the one to go to. Okay. But she was the one who told me that I was going to find my husband. She told me exactly how I was going to meet him, where I was going to meet him. She told me all this crazy stuff that she got from another realm, all this information. And it was like all this stuff where I looked at her and was like, you are absolutely crazy. This woman's crazy. Like, what is she talking about? I was with a guy at the time that I had been with for 6-7 years, I think. And when she told me that this wasn't the guy, that my best friend who had passed away in a car accident a year earlier had handpicked who I was supposed to be with, I was like, she has no idea what she's talking about. So I really thought Angie was like nuts. Until fast forward, one of the things that she had said to me was, you're going to know that it's him by the number 18. And I don't know what this means or why, but she just keeps showing me the number 18. So fast forward, the guy that I was with and I broke up. I ended up meeting my husband, and it took me about 8 months of dating him to realize that his birthday was January 18th. But January 18th is actually the day my friend passed away. So I knew that it was him. Okay. So of course I go back to this woman, Angie, who I thought was crazy. I was convinced she was nuts. And I was like just dying to learn more from her. Just so eager to like tap into what she like had like this ability to do. And one of the things that she taught my best friend Candace and I to do was to tap into each other's energy through the quantum. Okay. So this is 25 years ago, guys. So what she had us do is she had us make dolls from our own belongings and then switch. And I gave my doll to my best friend and my best friend gave her doll to me. And she said, I want you guys to start communicating through the quantum. I want you to use these dolls as your modalities to communicate through the quantum. I want you guys to feel each other's energy. I want you to experience each other's pains. I want you to like start seeing if you can tap into each other's emotions. So we were like, okay, this is fun. Let's do it. So we got our pantyhose out and we got all of our stuff, all our like buttons and fun little things out. And we started making these like little voodoo dolls. And anyways, we were separated a couple weekends later. And I went back to my hometown and my friend Candace was back in London. So we were about a couple hours away from each other. And I didn't know, but she had fallen down a flight of stairs the day before or that night that we were separated. And the next day I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I don't know why my back hurts so much. Like I just kept complaining. I was like, Mom, you got to change the mattress. Maybe it's because I'm not used to sleeping in it. And I kept complaining about my back pain. And my dad had looked at my back later that day because he was like, I'm like, it feels bruised. Is like, what's wrong with it? And he's like, it is bruised. You have bruises on your back. Like, what did you do? And I'm like, I didn't do anything. I came home and I slept in my old bed. So I ended up going back to London. And sure enough, later that night, find out that Candace had fallen drunkenly down a flight of stairs. And she was covered in bruises all down her back. And this was a moment where her and I looked at each other and were like, oh my God, what just happened? Like, this is us connected through the quantum. Like we connected, like I literally felt her pain. So of course, you got to like imagine university students were so into this. We're like, this is crazy. Let's do another experiment. Let's try this. Let's try this. And so Candace and I really went down this rabbit hole 25 years ago of feeling each other's energy through the quantum. And that's really where it started for me. So not only have I been playing in the quantum for a really, really long time, and in a way where like I've been trying to tap into feeling other people's energy and doing it responsibly, guys. Okay, so you got to do this responsibly. And I will kind of share with you as we go ways that, you know, are responsible and irresponsible. Everything that we're going to talk about tonight and everything that we do with the Healy is really responsible. So you don't have to worry about that. But it's not about casting bad spells or sending people bad energy. It's really about sending love, sending gratitude, doing things and creating ways to dive in, play in that energetic field. Okay. So anyways, so I ended up, fast forward, I got into network marketing many, many years ago. I have a background of, I don't even know, like, I want to say 17 years in network marketing. I made over $1 million with the last company I was with. And I still am somewhat with that company to the extent that I'm allowed to be. But I learned a lot through building business in network marketing. I learned a lot of skills. I learned a lot of things to do and things not to do. And when Healy was presented to me 6 months ago, I said, you know what? Actually, Sophia, you're on the call, aren't you? Yeah, Sophia's on the call. So Sophia's the one that called me and was like, Shelly, can I share this with you? I said, yeah, absolutely. So when we talked about it, all these like ideas were going off in my head. And all I could say was, I'm not doing this for the business. I'm not building another network marketing team. I'm not doing this. I don't want to be a leader. Like, I don't want the responsibilities. I'm like, I just want to heal my mom. That's all. That was my mission and my goal. And then I started to realize, oh my God, all these people are in the quantum. Like all these people are playing in the quantum. All these people understand quantum entanglement and quantum energy. And all of these things that made me feel so foreign in the space that I was at and the space that I was in. And it's so funny because this picture of me on stage here, this was right before COVID hit. And it was, I was the closing speaker at an event with this other company. And they gave me the title. And it was, I can't remember what the title was. It's something like Your Life, Your Way. And they wanted me to be the closing speaker with this super powerful like speech at the end of like this whole weekend of, building our businesses, everything. And I said, I think they're going to think I'm crazy, but your life, your way. I have to teach people how to connect with the quantum. I need to teach people what their biophotons are. I need to teach people how to light themselves up inside from a quantum physics perspective. And so this was right before COVID hit. And it was well received, although I feel like they all looked at me like I was crazy. Like it was like they kind of got it, they wanted to get it, but they weren't really sure. And it was the first time that I had gotten on stage and really spoke about quantum entanglement and biophotons and all these like, how our bodies are electric and how we're in charge. And people didn't really quite get it. And it was okay. It was well received, and they were like, "Okay, this is interesting," but it was a different vibe and a different type of energy than I was really anticipating. I was hoping that it was more well received. So fast forward, we went through COVID, and I went through some like drastic quantum leaps, we can call them, in my life and my business when COVID hit, and I ended up signing up to do my PhD in natural and alternative medicine. I had so much time to relax, read books, be at peace, put my phone away. There was all of these things that I did that I wouldn't have done if we weren't in lockdown, that allowed me to go through some massive quantum leaps. And one of the things was that I wanted to build my business through quantum entanglement. I'm like, I don't want to be prospecting people anymore. I don't want to be sending messages out to people. I want people to come to me. I want to just be like, hey, this is exactly how I want things to work. This is how I envision it. And I know that there's like an art to doing it. And I know that there's like action that's required. But it was something that I had developed this idea. And I said, there's no reason why I can't give people those nudges instead of in their inboxes on Instagram in the quantum field. Like there's just no reason. So I pulled together my network marketing team and I said, listen, guys, like, I don't know if you guys are in for this, but I want to try something. I really feel like it could work. And I was really committed to this new practice and this new way of really building my network marketing business. And one by one, they dropped like flies. No one really picked it up. No one really got it. And I was like, guys, I'm signing customers up all the time. Like they're messaging me. Like I was telling them all my wins, but like they couldn't wrap their head around. They're like, this is all woo, this is all crazy. Like, I don't know who you think you are, but like, we got a prospect, we got a cold call, we got to do this, we need leads. And I'm like, this is so wrong. Like I've never enjoyed doing a business that I would say I did 20 to 30 hours a week. And it went down to 20 minutes a day, literally 20 minutes a day. And my income was going up as opposed to going down. So for the last 2 years, I've been building my business in that way. And it's just felt so much more heart-led, so much more fulfilling. It's given me so much more time to self-care and be with my family and all of these things. And when I started working with the Healy company and this business, my intention was that I wanted to help and heal people. I was very clear. I said, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to get hung up on the titles. I don't want to get, I don't want it to be about the money as much as like, I mean, we all need money. I didn't want it to be about that. I wanted it to really be about helping and healing other people. I've been on this mission for a really long time to just teach and inspire other people to heal themselves. And so this was just another tool that gave me that ability to help people heal themselves. So again, when Sophia called me, I said, listen, Sophia, I don't want the business. I don't want this. I just want to heal people. And she said, okay, but if you sign up for a member account, then you have the option for the affiliate links. And I'm like, okay, I'll think about it, but I really just wanted this for my mom. And then I ended up sending information on the device to my biofeedback practitioner. And I said, Christine, I don't want you to be threatened by this, but I'm like, I'm really into this. I would love to add a biofeedback device to my practice, and I'll still come to you, I promise, but I just want to know what your thoughts are on this device, because for me, I wanted her opinion. Like, is it a toy, or is this how does this compare to your $60,000 machine? And she said, let me take a look at it and I'll get back to you. And sure enough, she got back to me within 48 hours. And she said, this is incredible. She's like, I'm going to buy one. Do you have an affiliate link? And I said, oh gosh, here we go. Okay. I'm like, yeah, I do. So I called Sophia. I'm like, okay, Sophia, I'm buying my device. And I'm like, and I just want to let you know that I will set up the member account because I need the affiliate link. She was like, okay, great. So that was how it started. And for me, I was very hesitant about building a business. I was like, I don't want the responsibilities. I don't want, all of these things that I just was so exhausted from. I didn't want to go down that road again. But I said to myself, this is a business of energetics. So why can't I just play with the energetics, right? So why can't I just focus on healing people and leave it there? It wasn't until we went to the Canadian launch event, the Healy launch event in Toronto in September. And I remember leaving there being like, wow, I would have done it so differently. And I was talking with the girls, Nicole, you were there. And I said, everyone got these weird vibes and this weird energy, as soon as they started talking about sales. And I'm like, they really hit it hard from a network marketing perspective on how to prospect people and how to sell. And literally people were walking up and just leaving the room. I couldn't explain it, but it was just this energy that came with the conversation. And I said to the girls after, guys, we are in a business of energetics, and we should be focused on energetic sales. We do not need to be cold calling. We do not need to be hard selling. We do not need to be convincing people of anything. We have the control. We have the power within our own energy to tap into theirs for them to figure out what they need from us, right? So we have to do this all backwards. We have to literally open the floodgates for people to come in to our energetic field in order to give them the information to purchase. Okay. So it really is as simple as that. I said, I'm not prospecting one single person with Healy when I started in May, and I have not sent one prospecting email to a single person. And I think I have maybe 36 people that I've brought into Healy from coming to me. I sold 10 Healys this week, and I did not prospect one of those people. So what is energetic sales? I made this up. This is my own definition. It's the way I like to explain it. And it is a form of sales that focuses on tapping into your client's energy through intention and quantum entanglement, and giving them the power to make the decision without you having to convince or lead. It's a formula that involves playing in the quantum, managing your energy to attract others, and jumping into the vortex to align you with the unlimited possibilities. Okay. So this is about you taking care of your energy. It's about you being in control of your energy. We live in a very crazy world right now. Since COVID, it's gone from 0 to 100. And I know people are exhausted. People are trying to do too many things. We're really forcing ourselves to fight the good fight with energy. Okay. People are getting sick. They're not taking care of themselves. And you guys have to be that shining example of what people need and what they want. And the only way that we can tap into their quantum field is to really just focus on managing our energy and being in control of what we want the outcome to be. Okay. So I'm going to share this quick little video. It's called Getting into the Vortex. So step one of this process, and I'm going to make it really easy for you guys by just giving you guys little steps of like, okay, well, how do we do this and where do we start? So step one is really a thing that I learned from Abraham Hicks, Esther and Jerry Hicks. I don't know if you guys know them. If you don't, please go find them. They're like, you need them in your life. And getting into the vortex is something that is super, super, super powerful. Okay. So step one is going to be you guys getting into the vortex. Now I'm just going to share like the tiniest little clip of this video, but I want you guys to write down getting into the vortex. There's a book, there's lots of YouTube videos, but I want you to understand from this video a little glimpse of what they're about. Okay, hold on. Can you guys hear that, or do I have to change the share? Could you guys hear that? You can? Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to go all the way down here. We're just going to start.
No, you might have to share your sound.
You what?
You might have to share your sound when you go to share computer sound.
Okay, where is it?
Where you share screen.
Okay.
It'll also have an option to share computer sound.
Okay, let's see. Thanks, Robin. Okay, hold on. I'm going to unshare. I'm going to stop share and then I'll share. Oh, sorry. Ah! Here we go. Share sound. Here we go. Got it. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. I just want you guys to see a little clip of this. And you guys can go watch the whole thing, okay?
Your vibration the majority of the time are the things that are going on in your mind. It's the things that you're thinking about. It's the things you're pondering. It's the beliefs you hold. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking, you know. So what you're wanting to do is change your beliefs, train your beliefs. But here's the thing, that this getting into the vortex conversation is really wanting to impart to you in a way that you've never heard it before. Don't try to change your thinking from outside the vortex. It will only backlash and make you dig in more. To change your thinking, you've got to be up to speed with who you are. So what does that mean? Meditate, quiet your mind. When you quiet your mind, you'll stop thought. When you stop thought, you'll stop resistance. When you stop resistance, your vibration will raise. When you run, when you take walks, when you get out in nature, when you interact with those who you really love, when you make long lists of things that you appreciate, when you get on rampages of appreciation. We've written several books, and every book is full of processes. We know you're sick of them. Processes, and every process is written to assist you in moving in the direction of who you are. But this is the big one. This is the big one that will make the most difference the fastest to you. This is the process that says, somehow, some way, I'm going to quiet my mind. I'm going to hypnotize myself. We don't mean that literally. I'm going to find some way of bringing myself into the vibrational vicinity of who I really am. And when I'm feeling measurably better, then I will offer my effort. Then I will set my goals. Then I will make my plans. Then I will call the airline and book my flights. Then I will go to the department store to purchase clothes. Then I will make love to the person I love. Then I will call someone on the telephone. In other words, get in the vortex and then, get in the vortex and then, get into the vortex and then. Do you know there's a reason?
Okay, so get into the vortex is the big thing right here. You want to get into that space, and then you want to, sorry, I'm just trying to trying to close this here. You want to get into that vortex. So you guys, again, you guys can look into like, okay, well, what is the vortex? I want you guys to like be really like understanding of what the vortex is. The vortex is this space where you are wholeheartedly, full body, like authentically you. Okay. It is when you are vibrating at such a high level of like gratitude and love and joy. All of those things are going to get you into the vortex. And so it's so important that you focus on getting yourself where we hover on the outside of the vortex 90% of the time. And we're this close to being right into the vortex. And it's just about making that leap in by taking that time to just ground yourself, meditate, express your gratitudes, all of those things that raise your vibration. Our Heelys are fantastic, but I don't know about you guys. I run my Heely a lot of the time when I'm like on the go or busy or doing things. And so like I'm still receiving those frequencies. I'm still developing that like shift in what I'm doing. It's just so different than when you can quiet your mind. Okay. One of the best things that I've ever done for myself, and I did it all through COVID, was turn my cell phone off. I would let it die on Fridays. And then I would plug it in Sunday when I would go to bed. And giving myself that break off of social media, off of like technology, the electromagnetic radiation, all of those things allowed me to enter into a vortex. It allowed me to go inward in myself. It allowed me to focus on me, what felt good, what I was thinking, what was going through my head. So step one is for you guys to really get into a space where you can really just feel yourselves, feel like get it, do all of those things that they mentioned by, oh, hold on. There we go. Sorry. By literally getting yourself into a place, a high vibrational place where you know exactly what it is that you want. And then you can start planning, and then you can start prospecting. Then you can start playing in the quantum. Okay. But it's really important that you guys understand that is the work. That is the piece of work that is your job, is your goal. Okay. What is step two? So step two is intention and vision. Okay. Intention is really just an aim or a plan. It is creating the outcome, and it is a practice that creates clarity. Intention was my word, my word of the year 2 years ago. And I feel like it's still my word because I set out a plan to intentionally heal myself. I had a relapse with my autoimmune. And I said, you know what? I am literally putting every single bit of intention into healing myself and getting myself back on track. And with intention, I chose what my outcome was going to be. I said, this is what's going to happen. I am going to do this, 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 and this, and this is what's going to happen. Okay. And then, and so I chose what the outcome was going to be. And I was very intentional about putting in what I needed to do in order to get that outcome. So what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to think about what your intention is with this business. What is your intention? What do you want your business to look like? What do you want it to look like in 3 months, in a month, in 3 years? Where do you guys want to be? One of my favorite programs for this section right here is coherence, because coherence actually does something to us that connects our mind and our hearts. It connects our body into an aligned state where we can really function from a place of connecting what is in our hearts and what's going on in our mind. When you're in a coherent state, you have those energetic downloads, those like amazing ideas that are just like the full body, like hell yeses that you just know that like you just have to act on. Okay. You clear all that clutter, you clear all that like that debris that's floating around in your biofield, and you allow yourself to go within. So my favorite program to run while you're doing this step of creating your intention is the coherence program, bioenergetic support coherence. So my intention with my Healy business was that I literally just wanted to heal people. I wanted people to be inspired to heal themselves. And I wanted to be able to teach, train, and inspire other people to take power into their own hands to heal themselves and those around them. Okay. So my intention was to not prospect. My intention was to allow people to be attracted to what my vision was, what my message was, what my energy was portraying. My intention was to build a team, but a team of people who are independent and self-motivated and driven. I didn't want to create a team of people who needed me all the time, who sucked my energy dry, who like only could function and only would work their business if I showed up. I wanted people who would show up and build their business whether I was here or not. So I made my intention really, really clear. And it happened really quickly, like because I set those boundaries and I set that intention and I created that vision. And when we create vision and we can see it so clearly, it happens. Okay. Have you guys read this book, A Happy Pocket Full of Money? Definitely go and buy it because it is amazing. But I'm going to share this with you, okay? It says, think about all this carefully. Think about the fact that everything your eye can see is made up of these amazing particles, which are under your control. Think about the scientific facts that now prove that you are cause or co-cause of every single thing around you, and that nothing you observe can exist without your observation. I want you guys to think about that because every single thing that we observe was created by somebody's idea or vision. Okay, everything that we see with our own eyes was somebody's idea or vision. So you guys have to see it in your mind before you can actually see it as an outcome. You have to believe it. You have to feel it so wholeheartedly. We did a call at the beginning of the month about all the incentives that Healy offered this month. And at the end of the call, we had Steph Morrison lead a meditation. And the meditation was like, I said, I want every single person crying. I want them to whole body, like embody that emotion of how they're going to feel when they like serve 3 beautiful families and earn that Meg Healy device, a $5,000 device that's just going to add so much more healing and so much more value to their life. And like I said, I want, and not even about the Meg Healy, but the commission that comes with it. I wanted them to like literally embody those emotions, feel it so deeply that they had the goosebumps, they were giddy, they wanted to like tear up and cry. That's what you guys need to develop with your businesses, with what you intend for your businesses. Okay. So create that intention, create that vision of exactly how you want to see it. And if there's any doubt in your mind, I want you to go back and I want you to practice getting into the vortex. Okay. Turn on your coherence program and get into the vortex. Okay. So you guys can jot down a few intentions now if you want, but I really do think that it's important for you guys to maybe take time tonight after this call and really just focus on what your intentions are. What does this business look like for you? They're like, the world is your oyster. Like it can be anything you want. And I actually hope that as I go through tonight's call, it inspires you to kind of think outside the box in the way that you want to see your business evolve and unfold. The book is called A Happy Pocket Full of Money by David Cameron Gikondi. Okay. Okay. So you guys focus on, this is homework, really create your intention. Okay. So step 3 is to play in the quantum. What does this mean? What does this look like? Okay. I get so sad sometimes when I see this word thrown around because I feel like it's a buzzword. I feel like people are like, oh, this is like a cool word to say. Like, I want to use this somehow because it's just cool. And I see a lot of people throwing it around like, and they just have no idea what it is or why it's even important. So when I changed my business practice from 20 to 30 hours a week to 20 minutes a day, this is literally what it looked like. I would really get into a place of coherence, which is now so much easier now that I have my Healy. You guys have like a major one up on everybody out there because you have your Healy devices to work with. So get yourself into a place of coherence, okay? Which will help you to get into that vortex. Now, every day, you are going to take 10 to 20 minutes to connect with those on your prospecting list who you want to nudge in the quantum. And what does this look like? This looks like you laying down in a beautiful, comfortable spot, your favorite place, maybe with the sun beating on your face, maybe with your puppy laying on your chest, however it looks for you. But a quiet place where you can dedicate 10 to 20 minutes, where you close your eyes and you visualize those people that you want to come in your space, that you want to come into your life, that you want to come into your business. Now, when we serve a purpose, our purpose is served. So you have to have a reason why, and we have a million reasons, it's not hard to find, but you have to have a reason why you want this person to want or need the Healy in their life. Okay, so the more clarity you have, the easier it's going to be. So you could say, okay, I just want to connect with Kathy because I know how stressed Kathy is. I know that she's dealing with a lot of financial stress and issues with what COVID's brought to her. I'm going to connect with Kathy, write it down. Okay. And then as you get into this coherent space, into this meditative practice, you're literally going to visualize tapping Kathy on the shoulder, giving her a big hug, sending her love, sending her gratitude, holding her hands, and just letting her know that you have something so divinely timed for her, something that can help her and her family. And that if she is feeling this, to reach out, to connect, to give you that nudge back to start that conversation, to be open to chatting, to delivering the right information. And that's it. Give her some love and gratitude and go to the next person. And you could go through as many people on your list as you want. And what's going to happen is they're not all going to come to you the next day or in that moment. And you guys can practice this. Okay, here's a good tool. Before you start practicing this for prospecting, practice this for fun. I want you guys to think about somebody who you haven't spoken to in a really long time. Okay. And I want you to nudge them. Go nudge them in the quantum tonight. I want you to just give them a little tap of love and send them gratitude and give them a hug in that quantum field. Embrace them with some joy. Send them some healing. Tell them you love them and see how they respond to what you've just done. And I can pretty much guarantee you within a few days, you're going to get a text message. They're going to comment on an Instagram post. They're going to send you an emoji on an Instagram story. Something's going to happen where they receive that nudge and that existence of your presence in their quantum field through entanglement, and they will respond back. Okay. So as I started to do this, I started with making a list of 10. And every day I would focus on the same 10 people for those 10 to 20 minutes, just so I had some consistency in my routine. And as you get the hang of this, it's going to become way easier to implement it. It's going to become way easier. And if you already have a meditative practice, add this into your meditative practice. If you have like a sauna that you like to detox in or sweat in, just make it part of something that you already do that allows you to be in like that relaxed, comfortable state of just opening up. Okay. So your prospecting game literally looks like this. Okay. It's about getting into the vortex, remember, always revisit your intentions. Okay, guys, because it might be for money for you, but how does that serve the other people? It has to be about how this is going to serve them. Okay. When you go from a place of service, it's very different than a place of need. And the money will come. Okay. If you have resistance to money, or if you're feeling resistance to like cold calling people or sending invites or things like that, pull back. Remember that you have to go back to that intention. What is my intention? What do I want from this? What do I want to achieve? What do I want to give to people? Because we have such a gift to give people right now, such a huge gift to give people. And if we can just be like so clear on why we're here and what our intention is, it will all come to you. Okay. And you just have to be so consistent with that. So like, write it down, remind yourself every single day. Every single day, I know I'm here to educate people, inspire people, teach and train them. And take that if that feels good for you, take it too. I would love more people to be doing this. Every single one of us could be here to just teach people how to heal themselves. I'll tell you, in my PhD program right now, that is our role and our goal, and they drill it into our heads. Your goal and your role is to teach and train people how to heal themselves, how to feel their own bodies, how to respond to their own energy. And even, I'll tell you, I was on a call with a practitioner last week, and she said, can I ask you a question? Do you become codependent on this device? And I said, not that I've like noticed. I'm like, actually like felt really good for like a few days that I actually didn't even grab my device. I didn't need it. I was too busy healing all these other people that I went a couple of days without running a program on myself, which was kind of weird. But I'm like, but I just felt so good that I didn't need it. I said, but there's two things I'll tell you. One is that when I tell people that 3 programs a day is excellent, 1 is good, 2 is great, and 3 is excellent, it's because you get them to check in on themselves, which nobody does, right? How many people in their day check in on themselves 3 times a day? How many times do you have people who are so busy and so chaotic that they take the time to go inward 3 times a day? And I said, the difference it makes in people's lives to say, when you wake up, go inward, check in on yourself. How are you feeling? Do you need to run a scan to maybe give you some direction? Or can you intuitively choose a program that feels like so divinely right for you in that moment? Run that program, maybe in around lunchtime, do the same thing. Go inward, take a moment of like peace and sanity, ground yourself, go inward, like check in on yourself. How are you feeling in that moment? Maybe you don't feel like you need anything, or maybe you just need a little bit of an energetic boost. Who knows? And then before you go to bed, go inward, check in on yourself. And I said, that has been one of my biggest shifts with customers and clients, is that they literally spend 3 moments in their day checking in on themselves. And as healers, as practitioners, as like givers, like you guys are all givers. We don't do that enough for ourselves. We don't go inward. So when you're going back to your intention, remember, you have to feel good about what it is you're doing. And this remembering your intention is going back inside, going back inward. It's bringing you back connected to why you're here, what your roots are, and what your intention is. Okay. Number 3 is addressing your list. Number 4 is getting into that state of coherence. And number 5 is play. And I'll tell you guys, it becomes so fun when you get the hang of it. Okay, so here are things to avoid. Things to avoid are negative energy, fear, resistance, worry, frustration. Obviously, we know that these are all like really low vibrations, and they don't attract anything good into our lives. So when you are sitting down and you're really busy and your energy's all flustered and you're trying to cram in all your invites and sending all these emails and copying and pasting things and, just trying to hit as many people as you can, because the old way was numbers, the more no's you get, the closer you are to the yeses. And it's like, no, 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 no. Let's not play that game. It's not about convincing. It's not about, what's the word I'm looking for? Like selling, like it's not about selling in that way. And you become a robot and inauthentic, and you won't be responded in the same way. Okay. Like as if you are giving people hugs and sending them love and taking your time to just like send people gratitude. Like, I'm so grateful for you. Like, thank you for being in my life. Like that energy goes through the quantum and it is received. When it is addressed to that person, it is received. So all of these negative emotions, if any of them exist in your business, in your space, it's not going to be effective for you or anyone else involved. So just try to avoid these things. Try to avoid any of this. If you can take that moment to do the self-care and project that, you're going to be way more successful than trying to be like just cranking out numbers, okay, cranking out invites, copying and pasting, making mistakes, sending emails to people with the wrong names because you forgot to change it. Like it doesn't do us any good, and people do not want it, okay? They don't want it. So the things I want you guys to call in are joy, self-care, peace, love, abundance, gratitude, ease. It doesn't have to be hard. And I think that this is where like we get so confused, is we think that we need to struggle. We feel like we need to have like some sort of like a good fight here. Nothing comes easy. Well, guys, I will tell you right now, when you are in alignment, when you are in a state of coherence, when there is a sense of peace and your intention is strong, it will come easy. You have to let go of those programmed ways of we have to hustle. I used to do like when the kids were little, I remember like people on this old team, we used to have like a nap time hustle, and I'm like, where's the joy in that, Mom? You need to relax. You need to use that nap time to like dive into self-care and like nourish yourself and experience joy and just bathe in gratitude. You don't need to hustle. You don't need to get in there and like pound the pavement. I will also tell you guys this, another thing. Go give 3 people flowers this week. Okay. You don't have to spend a lot. Go to your cheap grocery store and buy the $6 daisies. Okay. That are like on their last leg. Take them out of the packaging, wrap a nice bow on them, go drop them off to somebody. Just say, I was just thinking about you. You don't even have to, just leave them on their front doorstep. And I can pretty much guarantee you, if you do it 3 times, somebody is going to drop a gift off at your house for you, and they're probably going to be flowers. Okay. This is playing in the quantum. This is playing in that energetic space of when we deliver in such a beautiful way, it is received back tenfold. Okay. So if you guys don't have a pro device, then you probably don't have the Digital Nutrition 6 program, Joy. It is legit one of my favorites. I feel like I am on like drugs in the best sort of way. I get the giggles, I laugh, I am so happy. And that energy really just vibrates through like everything I do. Like I show up to gymnastics with my daughter and the moms are like, whoa, like, what did you do today? Why are you so happy? And I'll tell you guys, there's a lot in our life that we could be really like down about, sad about, hard on ourselves. Like there's a lot of stresses, and this Joy program has really changed things for me. Going back to the codependence question that one practitioner had, I said to her, I will tell you this. I said, with all the stress that's going on in our life right now, and the breakdowns we have to like express our emotions and feel our feels and all those things at home, when I go pick my kids up at school, the last thing that I want is for them to feel my stress. The last thing that I want is for them to be affected by anything that's going on that is out of our control, that is affecting us. financially in our household right now. I said, running that joy program and knowing that I pick my kids up in the state of joy is the best possible thing that I could do for myself and my family. And so in that sense, yes, I depend on it. And I love it for that. I love that I can depend on it to shift my energy and do what it needs to do. Okay. So the joy program is amazing, but these are the things that we want to call in. And I'm going to actually read another little excerpt from here about joy. It says the most important thing is definitely to have joy in your life. Lighten up. Do not take things so seriously. Things do not have to be hard. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on others. Let joy into the lives of people in your life and those around you. Joy is natural. It is a soul expressing itself. It keeps the energy circulating and makes the whole ride worth it. Joy multiplies everything it attracts, and it is fun. So go out, be joyful, and enjoy. And I will tell you that if you can build your business from a place of joy and enjoying the process of the quantum, it will come back to you guys tenfold based on what you're putting out there. Okay, so I know that a lot of people wanted me to talk about social media and energetics on social media, like energetic sales on social media. And I will tell you guys this, it's really important, and I'm gonna kind of whiz through these last couple of slides so we can open it up to questions for you guys, but it's really important to just be super real and authentic, provide information, and really like your job is to speak their language. Okay. So I'm going to say this because sharing things, and I see this all the time, like a really pretty picture of your Healy is not going to get somebody to necessarily just buy from you. Okay. Sharing your aura scan and being like, oh, my aura looked beautiful today. It might intrigue them or pique their interest slightly, but it's again, not telling them how they'll benefit from it, or it's not solving a problem for them. It's not providing a solution to something that they have. People are going to look at you and what you're posting and be like, well, that's really cool, but I don't have this device. So like, why does this matter? Or, oh, that's really cool. Well, she's doing her PhD. So like, I'm not a doctor. Or like, oh, that's really cool. She's an energetic therapist. Like that's awesome for her. But like, what, like, I'm just a mom, you know what I mean? So speaking their language is going to be really, really important for you, and providing a solution to a problem. Okay. So I'm going to share an example of something that was a very clear way for you guys to understand what I'm talking about. Okay. In Canada, and I don't know if there's a lot of you outside of Canada, but in Canada, in Ontario specifically, there's they've stopped providing Advil for children, Advil and Tylenol for kids. So we have to go now. It's impossible to find. People are hoarding it. There's like, I don't know, like all these shortages or whatever's happening, but we have to go to a doctor to get Advil or Tylenol for our children if they have a fever or we need it for any reason. I don't generally use it on my kids. So I didn't even know this was happening. And when it was brought to my attention, I was like, this is crazy. I went into these mom groups and I saw all this like panic, all this fear, all these moms like being like, I don't know what to do, like blah, 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 blah. Like they were in such a state of fear that I couldn't help but share with them a solution to their problem. Okay. And so what I did was I got on social media and I spoke their language and I said, listen, guys, like, and I was very blunt about it. Like I shared my story and I said, listen, I didn't even know this was happening. And I feel really sad because, you know, our medical system is crumbling already, but let alone to put this like extra load of people who simply just need Tylenol and Advil for their kids for a fever or whatever. But I said, listen, guys, like my kids had fevers last week and this device helped it. And we have to be very careful with compliance. I know there's so much compliance that we have to be super careful about right now. So just be careful in the way that you talk about it, but do it in a way where you don't need Advil, you just need a Healy. Okay. That was literally like what I said. And I shared pictures of my daughter going through having a fever. And I shared which programs I chose to support her through accelerating the healing process of breaking the fever. I shared not only the Healy, but I also shared really big crystals that I used on her back, on her spine, on her forehead to draw the heat. So I was giving them different types of solutions to a problem and speaking their language because they're all freaking out about this. So the point of this is so many moms messaged me, so many moms wanted information, so many moms bought a Healy that week. And it was like, it was really beautiful to be able to help and support them, not only with this like lack of Tylenol and Advil, but just help them to put the power back into their own hands, right? Give them control over whether they need to go to their doctors or not. So you want to speak their language. You want them to know that you understand. You want them to listen to your stories and be like, oh my God, I love this girl because she gets me. It's like every time I listen to her stories, she's talking to me. Okay. And you don't have to hit up every single like market or mom or profession out there. Work with like a niche market that you can speak their language. If you're a mom, speak to the moms. If you're, a Reiki practitioner, speak to the Reiki practitioners. Like they will connect, they will get you when you start to speak their language and when you identify a problem and give them a solution to their problem. Okay, so just posting a pretty picture of your Healy and being like, frequency healing today. Okay, cool. Like, but they need to know why they need it. They need to know how it can help them. Okay. So just remember that if it's not educating and it's not inspiring, then don't press post, don't press share. Make it valuable and make it worth your time. You guys can literally sit on social media all day. And if you're not educating or inspiring people and speaking their language, you're never going to get the return on people wanting like to start the conversations. Okay. And you have to develop ways to start the conversations with people. So speaking their language, they're going to start to react. They're going to start to respond, even if it's just starting with emojis and stuff. Okay. But speaking their language and being real about it, showing how it's changing your life or why it's important to do it or how it's helped you is really what people need to see. I mean, I think it's important for practitioners to be like really telling people that like this is a device. It is a very user-friendly device, not specifically for practitioners, but for everybody. For everybody. I know when I got my Healy, I was like, oh, I'm going to use it at my healing events. And then I thought, but I don't understand the building the business part because why do I want everybody else to have it? And then I went back into my intention. Well, of course, if this is going to help people to, heal and treat themselves, then I want everybody to have it. So people need to understand that they really can have it. And they don't have to be like a practitioner. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is energetic selling in public. And this is another thing, guys. Like I had two moms on the hockey team last week buy these for their kids and their families. And it's because I go to the hockey games with my Healy device clipped on my shirt and I run programs. And I also have amazing conversations with casual prompts. So you have to listen to what people are talking about. So when I'm sitting in the hockey arena and this mom is telling me how her one son is, she's had him at the doctors a couple of times. They thought he had bronchitis. They don't know what it is. I was like, listen, like, I would be more than happy to help. Like I can run like a scan on him to see I have this amazing device that might be able to give you some answers if you want, if you want me to help you, and just casually offering your help opens the door for them to experience some healing and experience some healing with the Healy. And then it turned into more conversations. And then this mom at one game wanted the Joy of Life program because she saw how I was talking about it on my Instagram. So I ran the Joy of Life program during a hockey game on her with my Healy, and she loved it. And then the other mom asks, "Oh, what's this? How's it going? What's going on?" And then another mom messages me on Instagram asking like if she could go deep with how she's feeling with her health because she's really uncertain about it. And I said, listen, let me run some scans on you. Let's see what's going on. Ran some scans. She was absolutely dumbfounded by the accuracy. I gave her one of my extra Healys. I lent it to her for a few days. Do you want to know what happened, guys? Everything was mental for this lady, but she's gone through a lot of infertility. So she had a lot of like womb healing to do. She was very depressed, had a lot of anxiety. She was having heart palpitations, breath of life was coming up, like all these, everything was perfectly aligned. I basically told her story without her having to tell me anything. And in a week, she came up to me, and she bought her Healy device, by the way, but she came up to me and she said, I cannot believe how good I feel. She goes, look, I am wearing jeans and I haven't worn jeans in 3 years. And she goes, and you know what it is? It's because I feel so good from the Healy device. I've actually lost 7 pounds this week because I've been more active. I'm sleeping better. She listed off all these things. And so just having these conversations in and amongst your friends, in and amongst like social settings, it's a ripple effect. It's a ripple effect. And honestly, like, share why you got yours. You know, like I always say to my, honestly, I bought mine. I invested in mine because all I wanted to do was heal my mom. And then it turned into me healing my family. And now I'm like healing all these other people. It's just been such a blessing. So I'm like, just sharing that lets them see, well, I can just do this to heal myself, or I can just do this to heal my kids, and then they get it. And then they love it. And then it's just a ripple effect from there. Okay. So again, just be in your good energy space. Know that like, you're not there to sell it. You're just there to help. You're just there to help people. And when you can shift yourself into a place of really just wanting to help and heal other people and play in that quantum, your business will really start to grow and explode. Because I will tell you right now, put your hand up if you're inspired by like the insane hustlers, the people who like are really like pushing day, night. You're inspired by those? Okay, I did see a couple of hands. You can do that, but burnout's going to happen real quick. And I will tell you, the majority of people are not looking for that lifestyle. The majority of people are looking for more freedom, more peace, more time to heal themselves. And if you guys can be an example of that, they will be inspired by what you're doing and want more. If they associate what you're doing with the hustle, nobody wants a side income or a side business that creates more work and exhausts them and burns them out any more than they already are. They don't. They want a side business, or they want a side income, or they want a new venture that's going to nourish their soul. And we have that opportunity here. That is legit what we are offering and what we are capable of giving. So I'm going to open it up to questions because I see where it's already 8:05, and I want you guys to be able to ask anything you want about building your business and selling in this type of way. You're welcome, Chris. It's Kristen. Does anybody, you guys feel free to unmute yourselves.
Hey, Shelly, it's Natalie here. Oh my gosh, you're super inspiring me, and you're reminding me just how not matter to matter, just to let go, and really that tip of holding people for that 10-20 minute meditation, that is gold to me. Thank you. Because
You're welcome.
the old paradigm of hustle. I was raised that way. I also know, being in the industry for how many years, it doesn't work. I burnt out. That's why when Healy came along, I was so inspired by the power of it. And I'm such a quantum lover that I'll let you know how it goes, because I'm really now excited to go play.
Yeah, and honestly, give it time to, don't just try it this week and be like, well, nothing came from it. And don't stop doing all the other things that you're doing that actually are working for you. Add this into what you're doing, okay?
Yeah.
And see how it works. But I will guarantee you that once you get the hang of it, you are just going to be so completely and utterly obsessed with people coming to you. And another thing that I will say, guys, is I know that in order to close 10 Heelys in a week, there had to have been some sort of action, right? So what was my action? My action, I actually didn't do demos with anybody either. I just want to let you know that I didn't do any demos with anybody other than lending one of my devices to somebody. But the action piece was going into my inbox in my Instagram and typing in the word Healy, okay? And going through all the messages that have the word Healy in them and connecting with the people who maybe reached out to me in July and never purchased one. Okay, they still were the first ones to express the interest. They were still the first one to reach out and ask. There's the follow-up doesn't mean that, you know what I mean? You're not prospecting them. So when I do my follow-up, it was hi, Susie, I know that you had expressed interest in the Healy back in July. I just wanted to let you know of this amazing sale that we have going on. And I would leave voice notes because people will listen to voice notes and they will catch your energy, right? So I always recommend leaving voice notes. And yeah, just I just wanted to let you know, just in case you're still interested in it, or if it's still in the back of your mind, reach out. I'd be happy to answer any questions this week if you wanted to take advantage of this amazing sale. But when I look at the conversation, they're the one that said, hey, Shelly, I'm really interested in this. Can you send me more information? Hey, Shelly, this seems really cool. I'd love to learn more. They're always the ones that start the conversation. You feel so much better going back to that conversation when you know that they're the ones that opened that door, not you. You're not trying to convince anybody. And Nat, I'm very excited that you're here, by the way.
Thanks.
I just want to say I'm super that's super awesome that you referenced Abraham Hicks, because I listen to her absolutely every single morning and about getting into the vortex. And it's interesting.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of these kinds of businesses, right? And it's always been, hustle, hustle, hustle. And it's funny because I know all about how we create our own reality, and I understand of the law of attraction, and yet I've never applied it to business. And it's just oh, that nice aha. It's going, yes, we don't have to work so hard. Let things flow. Let things be easy.
Exactly. Because as soon as you have that chaos and that resistance, you stop everything. You're never going to get into the vortex in that space. And that's where we are. Our full-time job has to be literally creating peace, literally showing people the self-care, literally showing people that our full-time job is that, and everything else just flows right in. It's beautiful. I love that you listen to her every day. The best. Hi, Jan.
Hey, Shelly.
How are you,
Can you hear
baby?
me?
I can, yes.
I'm trying to, I guess I don't need to be on video.
I wouldn't mind seeing your beautiful face, but.
Hey, thank you. Hey, I just want to say you described the vortex perfectly and how to get there perfectly.
Oh,
I just want to give you kudos on that. You know, I'm living this life, and I've been living this life for a long time.
I do.
You know, here I am living in Mexico, and I love my Healy. And, you know, as soon as I heard about it, it made sense to me because I understand frequency, quantum, and all of that. You did a brilliant job tonight.
Oh, thank you, Deanne. Thank you. That makes me very happy because I know that you are like definitely into the quantum. I mean, we have these conversations all the time. And I mean, some of the coaches that you've been coached by like are brilliant leaders in this industry and field. So thank you. That means a lot.
You're welcome. It's nice to see you, beauty.
You too.
Okay, we'll talk again.
Does anybody else have any questions? Like, is there anything that like doesn't feel like 100% understanding, or do you guys feel confused on how to get started?
I have a question, Shelly.
Yeah.
I am so appreciative of just bringing like the energetics of business thing, because I've definitely felt the like stress and the pressure and the fear and that side of things. And what I'm recognizing is that like I kind of fumble on how to find my language within that, like how to explain Healy. And I'm wondering if you have any like suggestions or
Yeah.
just experience with that.
So I in my phone I have a little I have a note where I've slowly just added nuggets of information or wisdom or little bits of pieces of the way that people have explained Healy. And I mean, I can share this somewhere, Robin. Maybe I can share it with you and you can share it with everybody. Like my whole note, I can just share my whole note and you guys can copy and paste it and put it in your notes. And what I do is I normally just grab chunks from there based on who's reached out to me for information. And it's literally like, one of them is, you know, couple paragraphs of what the Healy is, and it's very to the point and simple. And then a lot of times I'll share the list of the programs for your health that come with the Healy. And it's literally, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's like a long list like that. But I just copy and paste what I feel people need. And then I have a couple just like links, like I love to share a TED talk on frequency and cancer cells because my mom had cancer. They didn't think she would make it 6 to 8 weeks back in June. And we started using the Healy on her. And she is like a warrior and she's 75. She does 2 hours of frequency healing on herself a day. The doctors have no idea what she's doing, but she is like literally like doing amazing. Like when I say amazing, like you wouldn't even know she has cancer. It's pretty crazy. So I like to share that because it's part of my story and part of like my why I'm here, and my biggest testimonial is my mom. But I also have like the live blood analysis and just some other things in here that I just keep in this note, and it's just handy to just grab and send people. So that's what I would probably do, is I would just create like one like spot where you can just pull, copy and paste things to send people that are just easy and understandable too.
Thank you.
And yeah, I'll share it with Robin and she can fire it off to the whole Frequency Mamas group.
Thank you so much, Shelly.
You're welcome. Okay, any other questions? Okay, well, guys, I'm super, super excited for you to start playing with this way of building your business. I do want to hear all your wins. So please share them with everyone, with us, with me. And just, yeah, have fun. Honestly, if you can find joy in the process, that is half the battle. So run that joy program and have fun playing in the quantum.
Thank you so much for such an amazing talk tonight, Shelly.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Can't wait to hear from all of you.
And sorry, can I share one more thing? So Steph Morrison, she was on the call tonight because she kind of thought I was a little bit crazy. She's like, well, it's not for everybody. And like, I come from a practitioner background. So for me, I really like, you know, I really like a certain person and this and this and this. And she had messaged our leadership group the other day and she was like, oh my gosh, you guys are never going to believe what happened. I never thought it was possible, but someone just clicked a link in her stories and purchased a Healy without a demo, without like Steph, she loves to do her demos. And I appreciate that. I think it's so great. She spent 2 hours on a Zoom call with me before I bought my Healy. And she kind of thinks it's crazy that like in a good way, but like she thinks I'm crazy that I like literally sign all these people up without doing a demo or a 2 hour demo. And I'm just like, I don't have the time. Like, I just want to enjoy my life. If people are drawn to it, if they're ready to go, they're ready to go. And somebody did it the other day and she was freaking out because she was like, I never thought it was possible. Like, I feel like I need to attract more of this because I can't believe it happened. And we were talking about it. Now, Robin thinks it's because we're both manifestors, and maybe Robin, we can extend this call into another one and you can kind of explain that. But I think everyone can do it.
What I meant about manifestors has nothing to do with playing with the quantum.
Okay.
Are just the type, energy type who can make cold sales. I wouldn't consider this a cold.
Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, because you are going to interact with them just in a different way.
Yeah, this is all such amazing information. I can't wait to hear how it goes when you guys put all of these steps into play. And yeah, I would love to hear back from you guys in the group as you're using Shelly's steps and see if you know, it starts working for you guys. So please do share.
Yeah, please. I want the feedback for sure. And Melissa, how crazy that you know Angie Aristone.
Yeah, I just got the hit. I'm like, it's got to be Angie Aristone that she's talking about. So I
So
love
are
it.
you in London?
No, I just know her from like Journey.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So yeah, I've known Angie for like 25 years. She was, yeah, I was like a practice one of hers when she started. Isn't that so funny? So funny. What a small world. Okay, guys. Well, I love you all, sending you all so much love and abundance through the quantum. I'm going to go give you all a big hug tonight. So I hope you feel it. And yeah, please keep me posted on how everything goes with this strategy and how it feels. And yeah, and if you have any questions, you know where to find me, just reach out and I'm here. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Bye, guys.